Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today, at the suggestion of pro player Batman, we're going to do something we've never done before. I have 5 pros on the line right now. We have Batman, Messi, Wings, Colton, and DiegoB. Guys, how y'all doing?
What's up, Ash?
Good.
Yo.
Yeah, so we're going to do a pro panel. Basically what happened was I put out there on social media, Plex Chat, Twitter, Facebook, questions for you guys. And we got a lot of interesting questions. What we're going to do is going to be 2 parts to this video. Part 1 is going to be somewhat of a lightning round where we deal with a lot of questions. All 5 of the pros are going to answer them. And then we have specific questions catered towards each one of you guys. So let's hop right into it from Niall on Twitter. And this is a nice softball to start out, guys. Is do you tap or drag? Batman, let's start off with you.
So when I was playing on my phone, I dragged, but now I got an iPad, so I don't even know what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, you haven't even played on it yet?
Right. Yeah, I just got it today.
Okay, but you used to drag?
Yeah, I used to drag on my iPhone.
Diego?
So I used to do both, but then more recently, I've just been dragged.
Okay. Wow, 2 drags. I'm surprised. Messi?
Personally, I've always been dragging ever since I started playing.
I can't believe this. Wings?
Yeah, I can't believe I actually tap. Like I feel like it's so much more accurate.
Thank you. 1 pro that taps so far. Colton?
I'd say drag if it's super close to the tower, but anywhere else I'll tap first and then drag from the tap if I have to.
Okay, so Colton's kind of in the middle, mostly a tapper, and then Wings taps. Messi, Diego, and Batman all drag. Interesting. All right, next question.
I'd say for spells always tap though. I was just gonna say for spells always tap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The next question is from Tura63 on Plex Chat. The question is, what is considered bad manners in a Clash Royale and competitive play? And is there a limit to it, or is it all for entertainment? Batman, what say you?
There is a limit to it. Like, you shouldn't be spamming it too much, but like, if you want to BM, you just spam, I don't know, 1 or 2 emotes and that's it. But if you go excessively, then yeah, I don't think you should do that.
But didn't you BM us last night?
Oh my god.
Oh no, the shade. The shade is
when
real.
your temper gets the best of you.
Okay.
But yeah, I would suggest that you don't BM in competitive.
Okay, fair enough. Diego, what do you have to add? What do you think?
So I think BMing is wrong. It's just not. I think this is a gentleman's game, but like my policy is if I get BM'd, I BM back.
Okay, so you don't BM unless someone BMs you first in competitive play.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes I throw like 1 or 2 thumbs up in there just to get in their head, but that's it.
Okay, so you might use it tactfully a little bit, mind games. Okay, Messi, what about you?
Sometimes.
So if I'm like facing a hard counter, like when heal was meta and I was using like graveyard poison or whatever, then I'd like BM crap out of them because I just didn't like heal users. But
Okay,
like
so
competitively, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so it's a situational thing for you. It sounds like.
Yeah, but like competitively, I really don't like BMing. It's not something I like to do because I like to have respect for whoever I'm facing.
Okay, so you're cool with BMing as long as you're facing noobs like me who you can whoop their butts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Wings, save us here. What do you think about BM, man?
In competition, I just forget about the emotes. I don't even I just forget they're there. But in ladder and grand challenges, I just BM all the time.
So
it doesn't really matter to me.
I gotta ask a follow up. When people BM you, does it ever get to you? Be honest, Wings, or is it just totally whatever?
Not really. No, it's just emotes.
All right, Colton.
If it's like after the game and stuff, then yeah, maybe. But
I'd actually, I agree. Yeah, I agree with Wings on that. If it's competitive, I've actually gone back and seen competitive matches where they BM'd me a few times. And I didn't even notice it because I was too focused on the actual game. So, and competitive,
What if they like dab on you IRL? What about that?
You cannot forget about that.
Yeah, you can't forget
yeah.
about that. No, that's like trolling too. Like when I face all crap in CCGS, I'm
It
either
wasn't
gonna
even
mute
serious
him.
anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm either gonna mute all crap or I'm just gonna mute him back the entire game because that's just funny. But in terms of like, the only thing that would actually maybe annoy me in terms of like playing in competitive is if someone, I don't know, like BM'd after you made a mistake. That kind of would get to me. If they're just spamming, I don't really care. But either way, I don't really care in competitive. I don't do it myself. I usually just either say good luck or don't say anything at all. But yeah, I was just gonna say if it's not competitive, the only time I VM is if they have a hard counter, and then I'll drop like a single thanks at the end.
So
Yeah.
So follow-up question: does it? A lot of you guys, I would say most of you, have played at events where you're live or you're on camera, like at your face. Does it hurt a little bit more? Does it sting a little bit more if, especially, you're losing and BM'd live in front of thousands? Or are you able to shake that off if anybody wants to take that?
Pull a Suarez is what I have to say to that.
Yeah, anybody can Google Suarez, and I think it'll probably be the first thing that pops up, Clash Royale. Okay, let's move on to the next question. From Nebula, and this was a very popular question. Nebula from Twitter asks, how do you guys manage practicing Clash Royale every day with work or school obligations? Batman.
Okay, so I feel like most of the CR community thinks that if you're a good player, you practice every single day and you just spend hours a day practicing. But my battle log just shows it's mostly just competitive games or friendly battles where I'm practicing, and it's not like hours of practice. It's probably like 30 minutes.
Okay,
And that's
Diego?
pretty much it.
So like during the weekdays, it's I don't play that much. Probably after school a little bit, and then I mainly just play a lot on the weekends.
Okay, so you kind of
Like,
structure your weeks or whatever based on when you have the most free time or whatnot.
Yeah, I'd say like 2 to 3 hours on weekdays, and then like 5 hours on weekends. It varies.
Okay, Messi?
So like I have a pretty stacked semester at school. So basically what I try to do is like, if I'm like studying for an hour, then like in between of that session, I'll just play like 3 games, and then I'll go back to studying, and then 3 games. So it's like kind of like a reward system for studying. That's how I do it. It's
I like that. I like that system. Wings, what about you?
So for school, especially high school, you don't really have time to play. I only play like an hour a day, whether it's when I have no homework or I'm just studying or anything. Yeah.
Okay, so you just basically minimize it.
I only play
during
for like
school.
an hour, yeah.
Yeah. Colton?
Yeah, I'd say at this point, once you get pretty competitive and you get most mechanics down, before big events, you practice a ton. But otherwise, I'd say, yeah, maybe like 2 hours a day. But once you have like school and stuff going on, it's more of like you do it in bursts. Like before big events, you practice a ton. That's how I would say I do it most times.
Yeah, and Colton, you're a coach too. Do you, when you're coaching people, do you feel like you're getting better sometimes too? Like just forcing yourself to kind of analyze every play? Or is it just, for you, is it just you need to play in order to get better?
I mean, I wouldn't say, analyzing helps for me too, even like going back and watching competitive replays, but it depends on the level of player I'm coaching. Like sometimes they'll make a mistake and I'll think, maybe what would I do in that situation? Maybe I learn a little bit from it, but depends on the level of player, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Jay Monty on Twitter asks a real hard hitter, guys. Are any of you delicious gentlemen in a relationship? Batman, are you single?
Yes, but I would definitely date Jay Monty.
Oh, okay. Well, good news here. It doesn't matter if you're into guys or gals, but I do have a nice demographic for all you gentlemen. I have 96% of my audience is males, and we got 4% females. So whatever you're into, we got plenty.
4%.
Yeah. So, Diego.
Pretty good. Currently, no. I used to, but not anymore.
All
He's a
right.
Clash Royale struck.
We got two single guys, Messi.
No, bro, I don't have time for that, man. I can barely like CR in there. Never mind having like a social life and shit.
Yeah, Messi's like, dude, he was in a relationship once, and he's like, hey, every hour I need to play 3 matches every 20-minute mark, and she was like, I'm out. All right, Wings?
No.
Nope. Colton, save us.
Wow, that's surprising.
Nah, I'm not currently either, and my viewers are also similar.
All right, so we have
Oh.
Wow, Wings, that's surprising, man.
5 single gentlemen pros here at Clash Royale. You know, I'm gonna skip the next question and get back to it in a second because this one's on the same topic. Because this might pertain to all of you guys since you're all single. Alex, aka Reaper Remix, asks, "Have you ever used the line 'I'm a CR pro' as a pickup line? If so, how did it work?" Batman.
No, I've never used that, but there have been kids that walked up to me in like school and they were like, "Are you the Batman from Clash Royale?"
Wow.
That's my only experience with that.
So what did you say? You said yeah. What's it to you?
Yeah, that's pretty much that was my response.
All right, and a follow-up question too is, I guess I want to follow up this question with all you guys. Is do your classmates know? I mean, you're all in either high school or college. Do your schoolmates know about this, or is it like your secret, your Clash Royale life, Batman? Well, obviously we kind of know, right?
Yeah, they do, but like most of my close friends know, but some like other people in the school, some may know, some don't.
Okay, Diego.
So there's one kid in my 8th period. He knows. It's really cool.
So one kid in your whole school knows?
Yeah, basically, I told him that I was gonna fly out to King's Cup too.
Oh, okay.
In like the next month, and he's like, "Whoa, cool."
That's cool. Do other people in your school play Clash Royale or Clash of Clans, whatever, or no? Or
Not that much. If I see one person, it's like really a casual player.
Okay. Messi?
I have a really funny story. I was applying for a job, and then the interviewer, he asked me, what mobile games do you play, or what games in general? And I don't play any games besides Clash Royale. And then I found out that the manager actually plays Clash Royale, too. I was like, oh, damn. Dude.
Did you get the job?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I did.
So hey, man, just getting those job connections through being a
Easy
CR.
connections.
Did you tell him that you make money off the game?
Yeah. It was actually it was pretty mind blowing that actually came up in real life. I was like, wow.
Nice.
What did he say?
I don't know. He was pretty blown away that you can make money from a mobile game. It's not that big of an industry. But
That's how most people react.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Wings, how about you? And don't skirt the pickup line question, guys. If you've used one, you gotta come forward. Wings?
No, I've never used the pickup line, and only my really close friends know.
Okay, interesting. Colton?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say kind of the same. I never use a pickup line. Definitely, I don't tell people that I first meet. It's kind of like a thing I would tell my close friends. There are people that have on my college campus though that I've had one person come up to me in person and tell me, and then I've had someone come to my YouTube comments and say they've seen me on the campus before, which is kind of creepy, kind of cool.
I'm outside your window now, Colton.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a story from today as well. I was sitting in lunch doing my homework, and some kid walked up. He was watching my CCGS game, and he's like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me, dude."
Oh my God! So
So awkward.
do people in? I know Diego mentioned that not a lot of people really play in his school, just casually. Do any of you guys have a group of friends who plays Clash Royale at all, or is it basically you alone on an island?
They play, but casually.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I've walked up and seen people playing Clash Royale 3 or 4 different times, even in the middle of a lecture, and that's just something I don't even do. But I never I never said anything, and as far as I know, no one's contacted me asking about it. So.
Gotcha. All right.
Or like sometimes. Oh yeah, never mind. Forget.
No, go ahead.
Like sometimes during like school assemblies and stuff, like it's all quiet, and then like someone like raring loud volume, you hear the Clash Royale theme song, and everyone just looks up.
Nice, nice. All right. From Corrosive Logic, who's also a great YouTuber as well, he asks, what was the toughest player you've ever played? And before you were a pro, who did you admire, look up to, or try to emulate as a pro player? I guess another way to ask this is, who do you think the best player is, or who do you kind of style yourself after? Batman?
So the hardest player I've played against would probably be Surgical Goblin, and people I try to emulate, like back in the 15K days, you know, like all those famous 15K players like CMCU, Trainer Chris, Tag, like all those players, Hazard. Those were the players like I admired.
Nice. Diego?
So again, I'm gonna say Surgical Goblin, probably the best right now.
Mm-hmm. What is it about him that you think makes him the best, Diego?
He makes no mistakes.
Okay.
Like
a
rarely,
machine.
once in a blue
against
moon.
him.
I play with him all the time. Yeah.
Like an actual competitive
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, actual competitive.
Who is
Oh,
your?
yeah.
Did you try to emulate anybody, Diego, or?
Him. Surgical.
Surgical? Okay.
Surgical. Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I think Surgical's like one of the hardest people like you could ever face for anyone. But like the player I try to be like is probably Tag, because he has like such a good understanding of the game, and like he can explain something so clearly, even though it's like pretty complex to understand.
Nice. I do think he
So,
actually describes the game very well as well. Wings?
Hardest player, probably Guanek on ladder. He's just god at ladder.
Yeah.
And I don't really try to emulate anyone. I just kind of do my own thing.
Savage.
All right, Colton?
I'd say, I mean, other than Surge, I'd say players who play really weird stuff like Nim Sensei would be hard to play. And then as far as, so go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, is it because he plays weird decks and you're unable to predict him that makes him difficult, or is it because he plays weird decks and actually plays them very, very well? Obviously, maybe a little bit of both, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, I would say. But I like being able to kind of get fair matchups, and then if they play really weird stuff, you don't have much time to adapt. But that being said, I still think I could win. But as far as emulating, I don't emulate anyone now, but in 15K days, I was in Mortal Kombat, and I would say Trader Chris and Jess7 were both of the players that were winning 15Ks constantly. So those two, back when I was first getting into being a pro.
Nice. I like that question. Good job, Corrosive. Mitko asks, are you planning on playing / being a pro in Brawl Stars? A little curveball for you, Batman.
No.
Okay, Diego.
I played Brawl Stars before, but I don't think anyone plays that game anymore.
Oh, come on, dude. A lot of people play it. The beta crew, man.
Is it even out yet?
It's out in beta and in on iOS, not Android.
I mean, they
Diego?
gotta release it, or else it's just gonna die.
Yeah, there's a lot. They have a lot of good players, though. Sorry, Diego.
It's fine. I have an Android, so I've never played the game, but I'm probably gonna say no.
Okay, Messi.
Probably not.
Yeah, same. But the sad reality is that I have Android, but I'm Canadian, so like I can't even touch the game.
You're right there, but you still can't have it. Wings.
No, I played it. I mean, it's fun to play once or twice with like a friend, but it's not really.
Okay, so far
my game.
4 no's here. Colton.
So I played it when it first came out, and it was kind of fun at first, but I don't see that much strategic depth in the game, and it's not really like mechanically or mentally intensive. So no, not really. And we're still in a young esport, so I don't feel like switching and devoting more time to a different game.
Fair enough.
I'm
fair
already
enough.
really good at this game, so yeah. Why switch?
Yeah, exactly. It's like asking like a League of Legends pro, like, would you ever play a new MOBA? It's like, why? You already looked out on the first one. Why risk and try to get better at a different game that you've never played before?
That's fair enough, but you'd be surprised at how many of the CR pros just are naturally really good at Brawl Stars too.
I was really good at it. I climbed it like ridiculously fast. I just don't think it's. I mean, you have no idea whether it's going to turn into an esport or it's just going to be a for fun game like Clash of Clans was.
Yep.
So it's hard to predict that. No reason to use that time that could be spent on Clash Royale.
Broken asks, what is your best tip for ladder, guys? Your best tip for ladder, Batman?
At the start of the season, there's no really tip, but like near the end, what you have to do is like take breaks after you play games, because then other people would start sniping you and with hard counters. So that would be it.
Like
oh yeah.
Casual ladder.
Batman's giving tips for like the top 50 people in the world.
Okay, so I haven't really played like casual ladder, but just choose a deck you're good with, and on ladder, I would suggest you just use one deck that like your best card levels, and that's what you use.
Okay, that's good advice. Diego, what about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly what Batman said. Low level, just pick one deck and master that deck and level those cards only.
Okay, Messi.
I'd say make sure a deck that like incorporates your skill rather than the other person making mistakes. So like bait, for example, it often relies on the opponent, misplaying something, and like they'll just run like something stupid like 3 spells and just run like something which is solid against everything.
And what would be a good example of that in your mind?
My mind, maybe like I feel like a lot of control decks do good against almost everything, so you should probably run that because it'll have a decent time against a lot of things.
Okay, Wings.
I'll just pick a deck that's like common, rare, heavy. It's also versatile that you can level up fast and just stick with it, like Hog or Mortar or something.
Yeah.
Giant Hog.
You can just spam. Yeah, you just spam requests.
Good call, Colton. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, Wing said basically the exact same thing I was going to say. You need a common rare intensive deck. Hog or Mortar are the best two that come to mind, and then just only level up that one deck so you can get to like a competitive level with it fast. You're never going to break like top 200 really with like Mortar or that, but you'll be able to get like top 500 if you max it out, which
I've
isn't that
actually
hard.
played a lot of people using Mortar in like top 100. Like I was pushing ladder this weekend.
I'm thinking of more like the standard, the Mortar deck that's got like all the spells and stuff that most people use to push up.
Yeah,
Once you get up high, like I think bait Mortar as well is not bad. In this meta, it's better than usual because of the Mortar buff.
Okay, Dark LL asks, what is your favorite archetype and why, Batman?
I don't really have a favorite archetype. I just play whatever works, I guess.
Okay,
And,
what do you most?
yeah,
do you
that's
feel like
pretty
you're
much-
strongest at one, or no, or you're pretty flexible?
I may be strong at one, but I don't really know.
Okay, so you just have a pretty good grasp on overall game mechanics, and you feel pretty confident with anything that you touch.
Yeah.
Cool. Diego, what about you?
For me, my favorite would be control decks. I like minor graveyard type of decks.
Do you like Graveyard now?
Nope. Graveyard's bad
Graveyard.
now. Which sucks because I used to use graveyard all the time.
I know, you used to be a Graveyard maven. Do you think that Diego? Do you think that they should buff back Graveyard and maybe just fix the RNG, or what do you say about Graveyard right now?
Yeah, I think they need to fix the RNG and then just buff
please.
it back to what it was.
Okay, I think so too.
I think-
Because it feels too weak right now.
I think Graveyard died like before the nerf, because after skeletons got nerfed, people started using goblins, which was just a hard counter to Graveyard. Like before, you didn't have to like say if your opponent plays skeletons, you didn't have to poison them. But if they play goblins, you have to have poison in hand, or else it's not going to do any damage.
Well,
Yeah.
you can always like pre-log and get around Goblin Cycle.
Yeah, or the frontal
What about
graveyard.
Splash?
now it's like- Just dead. Now it's like that we're seeing.
Yeah, Graveyard's definitely
Yeah.
in a pretty tough spot right now. I hope they buff it again or change it back, at least in between. But we'll see what
Like,
happens.
I found it funny how like everyone wanted it to get nerfed, and now people are saying like they miss it or they want it to get buffed
Not me.
again.
Yeah, I mean that's any card though. I think the
I'm a
problem.
Graveyard
I mean,
enthusiast.
I'm the same way. I love Graveyard, but I think they need to take away the RNG before they bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So dead for now until they fix it is the final say on that.
Basically,
Messi, what's your favorite archetype, or what do you think that is your best archetype?
I think I used to be really good with Graveyard, but then I killed that. But I like any sort of cycle deck, so like minor poison cycle, it's one of my favorites. Also, I like bait because it's a pretty quick cycle and it's just really fun to play and learn. And yeah, just any sort of deck which has a quick cycle and just involves a lot of mechanics and stuff like that.
Okay. Wings?
It'll be Giant probably because it's like such a cheap tank, and you can outplay everyone if you play it well.
Are you playing?
And it's not that common too.
What version of Giant deck are you playing right now? The Giant Miner or something different?
Either Giant Miner with like double minion or Giant Night Witch with like goblins and bats.
Nice.
I think I used it in CCGS too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Remember
solid deck.
Not against me. I wanted to.
Smack.
Yeah,
dab.
I could tell you're trying to predict me, but
Yeah, ban Giant against Wings. I think that's what I would do. Colton, what about you? I already know your answer. You're gonna say you don't have a favorite, right?
Yes, but I like Lava Loon because I can win using my toe.
Hey man,
I've done that many
you can
times
use your
on
hands for
stream.
something else. I see.
Yeah.
I should try that.
That always reminds me of CMC's video of him like playing Lava Loon with his toe and like 3,000 people.
Yeah, that's why I tried
Video.
it. That's why I tried it. I did it on stream and also did it successfully. It was against like Xe NATO too. It was great.
Man, that's rough.
Even with his feet, he was trying to BM. CMC.
His toes too.
Yeah.
All right,
But,
guys. Next
other
question.
than that, yeah.
Next question. Last question before we get into the individuals. From Matt Wisegarber. Projections on Skeleton Barrel and Flying Machine. Do you think that Skeleton Barrel, being a common card, could set it up to be the most hated card in the game? Batman.
It depends on the decks like people come up with. Like, say Cannon card, it could be good in some decks, but in other decks it's not very useful. So I don't know. It could be. I can't say for sure.
Okay, what do you think about Flying Machine?
Flying Machine, like same thing. You can't really judge a card before you play with it or you find decks with it, in my opinion.
Okay, Diego. What about you? Can you judge a card before you play it? What do you think of it?
I think Flying Machine's gonna be a nice like addition to air decks because I think it's like a flying dart goblin essentially.
Mhm.
I think it's like fast and it shoots like rapidly.
Indeed.
Sorta.
Yep.
And Skeleton Barrel, I think that'll be interesting to the decks people come up with because it's like aggressive. It could be like used as an aggressive card when people are low on elixir or whatever, like with a miner or something.
Yeah, it's true. It's very interesting because you can combo it with obviously an air deck. It fits right in with like Lava Loon, or you can put it in with any tank at all. You know.
Yeah, I think it'll add many unique decks to the game.
Yeah, Messi. What about you?
I don't think Skeleton Barrel will be that hard to deal with personally because like skeletons aren't that like level dependent, so I don't think it'll matter that much. Only a few interactions change, but I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. Same with the Flying Machine. I could see it fitting in a lot of decks, but I don't think it'll be that hard to deal with.
Okay, Wings.
I have no idea what Skeleton Barrel will be like, honestly. It's such a unique card, and Flying Machine, it'd definitely be versatile. I think it'll be good in air decks, but that's about it.
Okay, Colton.
I'm kind of with the same. You don't know until you play the card and actually get to test it out in a bunch of different ways. But I will say I don't think it'll be a problem if it is a common like RG and E-barbs, because skeletons are the only thing that, well, I guess the barrel gets more HP, but the end result is like just skeletons popping out. So I don't think there's going to be a huge problem, because it's not like it's getting a ton of damage. It's not going to be on the field all that much longer, and it doesn't fight back. So I don't see there being a problem with it being a common, like not nearly as much anyway. Because I'm assuming as you level it up, the skeleton levels up as well, and then I guess maybe it gets a little bit more HP, but it doesn't. It's not like a troop similar to E-bars where it defends itself, and it's not a tank to where health actually correlates to more damage like RG. So I don't see it being as big of a problem as the two cards that are a problem on ladder, because they are commons.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with all of you guys for the most part. I guess I'm higher on Skeleton Barrel than I am on the Flying Machine. I think the Flying Machine at 4 elixir, the fact that it dies to Fireball, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be that great, but who knows. Skeleton Barrel is interesting because you can use it like on defense against like a Mega Minion or whatever, and then they have to answer the 9 skeletons or whatever coming down the lane. You can combo it with a miner or something. Some possibilities, but we'll see. Now let's hop into the individual questions here, and let's start with Messi from Bomber Kinghawk. What is your #1 practice strategy, Messi? So when you're practicing specifically for a competitive match or an event, what is your #1 kind of takeaway from a practice session? What are you trying to do?
My main thing is like practicing matchups or like trial and error in general. Basically seeing how interactions work, or how like some placements work better than others and whatnot. Or like just finding the right placement for the right time and stuff like that. Just making decks and seeing if they work, stuff like that. So it all depends on if it works, and then if you can fix it, like if it doesn't.
Okay, so walk me through let's say you had only 45 minutes to practice and you had one other guy with you. What would be would you play the deck that you're planning on playing and then tell them to play a specific deck and practice against those matchups until you felt you kind of had a good grasp on it?
Yeah, or I'd like see if I know that they're gonna play that certain deck, which obviously you can't be very sure of, but in case, like you can make certain adjustments in your deck or like in your playstyle even to see what you can do to make that time much easier for you to deal with.
Okay, good advice. Jamba to DiegoB. What is better, to master one deck and play it really, really well, or to run a variety of meta decks and be semi-proficient at all of them, but not master?
I'd have to say running a variety of decks and being, like you said, semi-proficient in all of them. Because if you run just one deck, and even though if you're really good at it, you'll still get people like making counter deck to you. And like in the ban system for CCGS, for example, like B-Red's getting banned minor every game.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
I think being diverse is better with like many decks than just being good with one.
All right.
Really good.
All right, there you have it. Be proficient with many decks, guys. Swood to Wings. Who do you practice with to prepare for a competitive match? And do you have a team or just use the whole clan?
I don't really practice like a lot. My practice used to be like all grand challenges, kind of surprising. But if I am practicing for like an important match, probably Nem Sensei. He's the person I play with the most.
Nice. Nem Sensei, really good player. So, Batman, we actually scrapped your question, but you got about 1 million questions asking about the mustache. So, tell us, what made you grow this awesome mustache, and you thinking about getting rid of it, or are you going to keep it for life?
I'm not thinking of getting rid of it anytime soon, and I didn't really plan to grow it out, but it just happened.
You did one day, and then next thing you know, you're known for it, so you're keeping it.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. And Colton, how don't you get angry in life? This is from Jason FNA. Talk about your tilt. Talk about how you don't tilt, either in game or out of game, and what's up with your Zen-like composure, Colton.
I'd say the biggest thing for me is like getting focused before matches, especially like competitive. In terms of this, I guess would be addressing like the game part, and then just focusing on the game. And then if it doesn't go your way, then start thinking about the next match. If I let I don't really let any emotion go through during the game. Once it's over, that's when I let it out usually. Good or bad. I don't ever like really rage either. I stay pretty calm, but if it was good, then I usually like will yell or something. But yeah, just focusing on the game. And if you're like playing ladder or something, then it's just taking a break after you lose some. And then in life, I don't know. It's impossible not to get angry. It's more about just how you vent. Like do what you enjoy. Just try not to like break things. I don't think I've ever broken anything when playing Clash Royale, for example. So
good.
I don't know.
Good to hear.
Just vent in other ways. Yeah.
It's cheaper that way too. Guys, I think that is going to conclude our first ever pro panel here on CWA. Before I let you guys go, I want to give you an opportunity to either plug yourself in any way you want to, social media or any kind of content creation, or just send a message to anybody that you want to. So, Batman, let's start with you. Any shout outs, plugs, anything like that?
Shout out to all my friends in the Sheka Discord, Adam, Bag, CMC, George, Boom, all those people, Trainer Chris, and follow me on Twitter, Batman_CR1.
All right, Diego.
Yeah, so shout out to all my friends from FA chat and all my Team Castle teammates and friends there.
Nice,
and on my Twitter, my Twitter is DiegoB_CR.
All right, Wings.
Shout out to Sandstorm, I guess. And follow me on Twitter if you want.
All right. And Colton?
I have YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Just search Colton W83 on Google. And then, shout out to like Queso and I don't know, the people that I use, Mortal Kombat and Master.gg. Yeah.
Nice. Messi?
I just want to give a quick shout out to Elite Gaming for, being my family. And I just want to give another quick shout out to all my friends who helped me along the way. And my Twitter is at Messi_10_CR.
Awesome, guys. Well, I just wanted to thank you all again for coming on. Thanks again, Batman, for having this idea. It was a lot of fun to chat with you guys for the last 35, 40 minutes or so. So thank you, guys.
No
Thanks
problem.
for having us.
Thanks, Ash.
No worries.
Yeah.
So, guys, again, all those Twitter, if you had any opinions on their answers, anything like that, or maybe any questions for the pros that we didn't get time to talk about on today's video, make sure you can go ahead and follow them all on Twitter below. Also a link to any sort of YouTube channels, whatever. All that will be included. That is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed this episode format. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Make sure you check him out as well in the description below. Guys, that's going to do it. And as always, take care, guys.